minutes or so. We're going to let our White House teams do some reporting here. In the meantime, Mary and Rachel Scott are also traveling with the president to try to see if we can get some clarity from the White House about what this agreement is, because you did hear Vladimir Putin there at the top of the press conference, as Mary just alluded to, and I heard it as well. Vladimir Putin saying that they had reached an agreement, though he did not offer any details of what this agreement would be, about the relationship between the U.S. and Russia, the chilliness to that relationship for a very long time. He said it was time to re-engage both countries. He talked about Alaska too, by the way, and the history of Alaska, which, by the way, was sold to the U.S. back in 1867. Many of you have read that in the coverage leading up to this summit. Sold for $7.2 million back in 1867. Talked about the history of Alaska, the common heritage, he called it. Vladimir Putin then went on to talk about the economy and about trade with the U.S. Talked about the trustworthy nature of the conversation with President Trump and the others who were in the room from the Trump administration. And he used the word agreement. We all took note of that. The control room did as well. And we were hoping that when President Trump began speaking, that perhaps he would shed some light on what this agreement is. So when President Trump began speaking, you all heard it with us at home. He said it was an extremely productive meeting. Many points agreed to, some points left. And I have the actual quote here because I think this is the most clarity we have from President Trump. We had an extremely productive meeting and many points were agreed to. There are just a few that are left. Some are not that significant. One is probably the most significant, but we have a very good chance of getting there. I guess my notes were pretty close to what the actual quote was. Martha Raddatz, our Chief Global Affairs anchor, is on the ground in Anchorage. And Martha, we knew this would be high stakes. President Trump used those words going into this summit. And as of now, there is not much clarity as to what this agreement that Vladimir Putin noted is. And certainly we did not use the word ceasefire.
They did not use that word at all, and that's what President Trump said. Unless he had a ceasefire at the end of these meetings, there would be severe consequences. It certainly doesn't sound like anything like that is going to happen. But as Mary said, it was completely vague. I think all of us were sitting there waiting for Donald Trump to announce just what an agreement was. If there was an agreement, we've got nothing. In my notes, David, I have that Donald Trump said no deal until there is a deal. So that's probably the furthest thing he said, that there was no deal, even though he said there was progress in these several different points. And, obviously the Russians have several sticking points. Ukraine has a lot of sticking points, and we don't know exactly what Donald Trump believes was agreed upon in this meeting. But it does not sound, and he certainly did not announce any kind of ceasefire, and that is what Donald Trump said he wanted, and it doesn't appear that's what he got. Is there progress in that relationship? Vladimir Putin seemed very happy about the meeting and getting to meet with Donald Trump again. You heard the president also bring up what he calls the Russia hoax. Back in 2018 is what he talked about a lot. But this meeting, there is so much at stake. The future of Ukraine, people on the ground, war, and the incredible toll that war has taken over these past 3 years. So the call to Zelensky, I don't think he is going to be pleased about that call, because just listening to Vladimir Putin say how the relationship has changed and that they're talking again is not necessarily going to please Zelensky.
Well, Martha, your notes match mine. I have here no deal until there's a deal, according to President Trump, and then he then went on to say, I will be calling NATO shortly, and I will be calling President Zelensky, of course, of Ukraine. And as I had mentioned, there had been a conversation earlier in the week involving President Trump, European leaders, and President Zelensky, during which President Trump promised President Zelensky that he would call him right after the summit. President Trump telling the world that the call hasn't happened, but he fully intends to do that. I want to bring in our chief foreign correspondent, Ian Pannell, because Ian, you were watching this play out live right along with the rest of us. You've spent a lot of time in Ukraine. What did you read into what you heard? And you and I were talking before they came out on that stage and talked about the fact that Russia now has 20% of Ukraine's territory, and obviously that falls into the category of what we think we heard from President Trump here, points left. One pretty significant point, I would gather, once we learn the details of this, a significant point likely involves much of that land and who is going to get much of this 20% of this territory that Russia fully intends to hold on to, and that Ukraine has signaled it's not willing to give up.
Yeah, I think there's far more that we don't know than we do know after that press conference. I think many people were sat glued watching the TV, waiting to hear what the announcement was, and are rather perplexed now. I think the cynics would say it was much ado about nothing. There was no mention of a ceasefire, and for now the war continues. There's no indication that the guns will stop firing, the drones will stop flying, the ballistic missiles will stop being landing on civilian buildings across the country, and the trenches will continue to shoot at each other on the front line. So there's no, at the moment, in the details that we have, there's
They built a steak. Every one of them. They're like, oh, it's like a nice little beef steak. No, I don't want you to sting my lips. I mean, it kiss my lips. I don't want you to sting my lips. These do not sting. They go on super, super smooth. They feel, you know what they feel like? They feel like an embrace. So over 200 orders placed. If you want it, it's a $173 value. This should be $57.98, $57.98, $57.98. You get all three of them for $10 less than the cost of one. It is such a deal. And by the way, Stephanie, you know, like Torrance, you sell one of these every 7 seconds.
I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
We can't keep them in stock. These are the hits. You guys make them the hits. That's because we're going to see Jovi right now. We're going to see how it's erased her vertical lip lines. It's plumped her lips, also giving her that beautiful, fresh pigmentation. Now, maybe you want to be like Joey, outline a little bit. Look at the difference, guys. Where are the lines? Where are the vertical lines? They're gone, and that's because of the plumping, and that's because of the 12 hours hydration. And I gotta tell you, Alberto, it's the miracle fruit that we get, the maracuja, in the Amazon. This is not just something you can go get in the grocery store. We have to go to the Amazon.
You know, and you know what? Let me tell you, if you're putting like drugstore beauty products on your lips, you know, like I get it, right? It's more affordable. Sometimes you think about it. What you're getting here is actually more affordable than what you would get at the drugstore. Honestly, it is. It truly, truly is. You cannot beat beauty values like we bring to you here at QVC. These are super sizes, right? These are the original sizes, right? These are the original sizes. These are double the amount. Double the amount. And so you're getting, imagine you were getting 6 original lip glosses just like this, but you're getting them now in a trio like this for $15.99. Listen, I go to the big box store to buy like my toilet paper, my paper towel, all those things like that. This is beauty at QVC. We bring it to you at the best price. You cannot get these prices anywhere else. So one of them should be $57. You get all 3 of them for $47.98. Oh my God.
Look at Joanne. And she's in that primrose color. Look at her smiling and laughing. Because look at those lips. I mean, she looks like Bridget Bardot. I mean, they are plump. They are juicy. That is 12 hours of hydration. They have that color. As we get older, we lose the pigmentation in our lips. That makes our chin fall into our neck.
500
We don't
orders
want
placed.
to do that. This is that. And I'm telling you, sort of like you said, if I tried to take 6 of these home, my husband would say, "Now you're spending too much money."
Of course.
I only have 3, honey.
And by the way, you're paying for one. You're not even paying for one. One of them should be $57. You're getting them for $47.98. Remember, you get a clear.
Yep.
You get one that's called primrose, and then you get the one that's the sheer white peach. All of them are sheer when they go on. In fact, yeah, you can see on the back of Stephanie's hand. They have this gorgeous, like beautiful silkiness to them. But let's talk about that ingredient again, right? So the maracuja from the Amazon.
Miracle Maracuja, that's what you have to remember. We go all the way to the Amazon. We have an all-female co-op that harvests this, that presses this, cold press. This is not simple science what we do. We keep this because it is full of fatty acids.
Oh, wow.
is filled with vitamin C. All these good things. So you're actually treating your lips while you're plumping them, smoothing them, and hydrating them.
Which is Sheila?
Oh my gosh, good.
Okay, so which color is she in?
So she is also in the primrose. And look at that, because we're all just fighting over all of them. So I have the peach on,
Yeah.
and she has the primrose. Look at the double size of her lips. Once again, it looks natural though. It doesn't look like heavy makeup.
No.
It's kissable.
Yeah, it really is. And you know what I love about Tarte lip products is like they don't get like glossy, gummy, weird, your hair gets stuck in them kind of thing. Like that never happens.
No.
Because every single person that goes on air here at TBC, every host, every guest, they all got these in their bags.
Yeah.
And by the way, like 10 of them.
And now it's bigger.
Yeah,
So
and now
you
it's
can,
bigger.
you can grab it, you forget the happy pen, grab this, this is the plumping up.
So you get all three. It's not a choice. You're for less than the cost of one, you're going to get all three. They're super sizes. And just to show you, when you walk into the store with the door, you get this almost looks like a mini or a travel size, right? And then you get these. I also like the fact that you get more like coverage as you swipe them on. It's easier. It's like get them and go.
I mean,
Today we have them for you. Actually, we have the wrong price on the screen right there. That's for the Baku gel. There you go.
Oh.
Now, $47.98 gets home all three of them. When one of them should be $57.98. That's a $173 value that you're getting home today for less than the cost of one. A 714-889 is your item number. We are really busy. Over 700 people have checked out of their shopping carts, and we've got a lot of people waiting on the phone lines. Over 4,000 of those previously ordered. 70 over. Congrats on the nomination.
thank you.
Always good to see you. Vote for Tarte. Thank you. I'm wearing them proudly right now. Okay. A 714-889 is your item number for that. Okay, brand new today, our big deal from Laura Geller, nominated for Best Blush. But guess what? You're not just going to get the blush today. You're also going to get her famous baked foundation, all baked on terracotta pots. You're getting the double-ended brush to go along with it. If purchased separately, this would be a $62 value. You're getting it home today for 4 payments of $9.25. Okay, Laura Geller, where art thou? I miss you, my love, and I'm so excited for this.
Oh my God, same here. To have like 2 Customer Choice Award winners and nominees, so thank you everybody, in one place, it's one of the most requested things that we get asked for because the date lasts forever. So to be able to have something that's going to last you both on one side, it's almost like a full size. We did it even bigger in here. All you have to think about is your color for balance, right? That's the only thing you have to think about. So I'll walk you through that in a second. But Tropic Hues, the blush that we have with it, is our best-selling blush.
It is the best blush. Oh, Tropic Hues is hands down the best blush that exists. You're getting it in there, by the way, nominated. Go vote for this blush because it makes you, it's warm, it's inviting, it's beautiful, it gives you the flush of color. But Laura, let's put it into the shade chart because everybody needs to pick their foundation so that you get the right color home.
Yeah, and this is super simple. You don't have to worry if you're cool, if you're warm. It works for all skin tones. So porcelain is the fairest of them all. You have that alabaster skin. Fair, you have a tad more warmth, but you burn like a porcelain and don't turn to a tan. Light is wedged in between fair and medium. It's a true light medium. Medium is what I launched with, and for years we only had that one color, so it's pretty universal. It's what I wear. Golden medium if you have a little bit more warmth than a medium. Tan is a lighter tan, and deep is a very rich tan.
Porcelain is
All
already
of these
last
have
call.
6 different pigments.
Okay, so porcelain is already last call. A 698-777. Tan and deep are also getting limited. Autumn! By the way, happy bachelorette party. I was watching all weekend. Okay, so Autumn's getting married. Looking forward to see him. Okay, exactly. Now, which shade is she in? Golden medium.
Golden medium.
Okay.
Golden medium. Which, by the way, so everybody knows, if you own Balance of Bright, or if you're watching me for the first time, you can actually use 2 different shades. I go between medium and golden medium. But look, she even took the blush, put a little on her lip. You can use the blush across your eyelid. I mean, just so everybody understands what baked means, is that it's handcrafted in Italy by by true artisans. And each one of the Balance Brighten and the Blush and Brighten Out Therapy has 6 different pigments. So you don't look like you're one color when you wear it. You have dimension to your skin, which is so important. And one thing I'm very proud of that's sort of new for us, and I don't know if you know this, is that Balance and Brighten is the only foundation in the whole wide world that has been given the seal of recognition from the National Psoriasis Society and the National Rosacea Society. That's good for you.
Oh, wow. I did not know that. Well, congratulations.
Big deal.
That is
Yeah,
a
big
huge
deal.
deal. And then today we have our big deal to celebrate it, where you're getting a big savings, but big actually sales for before it's gone. So you want to pick this up and check out your shopping cart, because not only are you getting a great value, but honestly, you're getting a solution to that daily problem. You know, being able to do your foundation, get your blush in one compact, take it on the go. Maybe you were looking for those extra touch-ups in the afternoon. Your brush, you're getting the double-ended brush. By the way, the brushes are phenomenal, Laura. Like, they really are beautiful.
Thank you.
It's a $62 value that here at QVC, and only at QVC, by the way, can you get this value for $36.98 or a $9.25 easy pay. Now, this value won't last. The item won't last. So check out your shopping cart. Angela, which shade are you in, Mom? So Angela's in the D, which is one of our more limited shades. So you definitely don't want to wait on that. And then everybody's getting the Tropic Hues blush.
Yeah, it's the first time we've ever paired these two together in one compact. And look how Angela, but also you saw Autumn and myself and anybody in any color can wear that blush. That's the beauty of Bait. They're not one color.
Yeah, they're really beautiful. When you're thinking about, by the way, the fact that the blush is there, like I would say, like this is like the one compact you take with you, Laura, right?
Yeah.
It's like
Oh, well, let me tell you how they're taken. To your point, I perspire, and when I'm warm and I start to feel the perspiration, it's very hard to touch up your makeup or look like you're not perspiring. This is strictly pigment with antioxidants. You take the brush, or you can even put in the compact those round cotton rods, like the rounds that you get in the drugstore.
Yeah.
I put a new one in every day, and that's what I take with me. And I just set so that no shine or perspiration comes through, and it doesn't get heavy. That's the beauty of Balance.
And you know what? It never gets cakey. Never, ever, ever. Laura, yours is the only foundation that comes in a compact like this that I would apply to my skin, because I don't feel like it gets settly in my lines or wrinkles, because it starts as a cream. So now we just need to choose the right shade. So if we could go through the shade chart one more time, and I want to warn everyone, if you like porcelain, tan, or deep, those are the ones that are going to go first. Porcelain is already last call.
So porcelain is that alabaster complexion, think Nicole Kidman. Fair, maybe you have a little bit more warmth to your skin, but you burn and don't turn to a tan. Light typically is our Suzanne, who would wear light, but it's a light medium. Medium is what I wear. It's very universal medium. Golden medium, I can also wear if I want to look like I have more warmth. You could all step down a deeper color, and it will never look like you pushed it. Tan is a light tan, and then deep is what you just saw in Angela. It's a deep, rich tan.
A 698777 is your item number. As you're seeing, Autumn apply this. And I do love the fact that you're using it in other areas, right? Like the bridge of the nose, right on the chin. She even applied a little bit to her lip a little bit earlier. And do you see? By the way, look at how natural it looks. It looks so gorgeous. Oh,
I mean, this truly is foundation for foundation haters. I hear from people all the time who live in warm climate all year round. It's the only makeup that doesn't break down on their face. They don't feel hot in it. You don't feel asphyxiated. And it's made by artisans in a way that is so gold standard now. It's handcrafted.
Laura, you're the OG. You know that. I know. You are the OG.
Well, the old OG.
No, you're not. You're the current, the best one. I see you on Instagram. You're cooler than everybody. Here's the thing. You want to pick this up while we have it. Over 600 orders placed in this show. That means that we're getting close to 2,000 spoken for today. Make sure you go vote. Laura, really quickly, can we just have the shades really, really quickly on the screen? If that's okay? Okay, let's do that. A 6777. Laura, Okay, Laura, love you, my dear. Mwah. Okay, everybody go vote for Laura and then tune in at 10 p.m. for a show with her and Sandra. I'm sure that big deal's not gonna last. Okay, up next, nominated for best beauty device. Come on in, Courtney. I know. I'm good. Okay, so over 25,000 people have already picked this up. Oh, excuse me, 45. Yeah, 45,000. Why? Because you're not only getting one, you're getting two devices in one, and then we're giving you two devices. With two devices. Yeah, you're getting four devices for $42.98. Now we started with 6 colors. We're down to 2. If you want the one that you're seeing right over here, this is our coral. We have 3,000 to go around there. We also have over here our lavender. Now that's our most limited with 1,500 to go around. $10.75. What does it do? Well, it gets rid of the number one problem that everybody faces. Hair.
We all have.
Yeah, we all have stuff that we don't want it. And this one gets rid of it. Now, there's 2 devices on here. One is super self-explanatory, right? Right over here, the nose hair trimmer. Everybody knows, everybody needs this. Guys need it, ladies need it, younger to adults and older need it. And then there's the smoothie. Yeah, the smoothie light.
With the light and the smoothie, that's what really inspired this initially. We
Yeah.
thought, okay, the smoothie is the Customer Choice Beauty Award winner for 2024. It's a nominee for 2025. So let's take that along with our other top seller, the nose and ear trimmer, and combine them and make them into our first dual-ended device at PopSonic. So this is what you're getting home right here. Smoothie end right here, nose trimmer right here, and then watch when I turn them both on, you get that LED light on both ends. It's that same power that you know and love from PopSonic. The smoothie end right here has that floating rotary head, so flexible. That's why it's not kind of bounces.
Yeah.
That's why you're able to get around knuckles, ankles, knees if you need to, jawline, lip, without hurting because it's stainless steel on the outside, really gentle, and then titanium blades on the inside. And then if I flip it over, it's that nose and ear trimmer again, titanium blade on the inside, so you're not tweezing, you're not plucking. There's no redness, there's no irritation. Super easy hair on the go, but you know you're getting everything with this
Oh,
one.
yeah. And by the way, I will tell you, you get 2 of them. Keep one in your purse. I keep one in my bag that I come to work with. I literally have this with me all the time. Because the thing is that it's when you're in your car that you see the hair that you don't want.
That one hair with the daylight, and that's what this LED ring is imitating on the Super Smoothie, because that's when you see all those little tiny hairs. The light lights up so well. Look at that. Look at Rebecca's face, her chin. You can get those little rogue witch hairs, those little chinny chin hairs, but then you also get all the peach fuzz, and that's what makes the difference. In between the eyebrows, this is a game changer. You don't have to wax them. Look at that little ball. It spins it so powerfully in there that the hair comes out in a ring.
Oh, yeah.
It's not on your counter. It's not on your table. So cleanup is a breeze. The battery goes right in the center there. Could not be easier.
You know,
It's on the go.
I was just going to say, whether it's
Yes.
inside the ear, around the eyebrows.
Absolutely.
You know, there's little peach fuzz on your face. This gets rid of it. Chin hairs gets rid of it. Upper lip, your nose hairs, ears on the inside. Sideburns.
And like you say, the edges of the ear. You get that type of one. I mean, I never really thought about that.
Yeah, because the money gets fuzzy.
Yeah, they get a little fuzzy. The smoothie I can clean up around the back of your neck for men or for women with a shorter haircut, right by their sideburns. So it really gets it all. It's powerful for everywhere, but also gentle.
And by the way, also like safe, right?
Safe.
What I mean by
Yeah.
that is like 1A, you're not using like razors,
No,
anything like
right
that.
in the nose.
But here's the other thing. If you're a woman and you're worried like, is it gonna grow back thicker? Is it
No.
gonna grow back
That's
thicker?
a myth.
Yeah, it's such a myth.
Yep.
That's called vellus hair. It's not gonna do that.
You're 100% right. Thank you for mentioning that. If that was true, I would have a full on beard. You see me taking my hair off all the time, and it just goes back to peach fuzz. Right?
I'm sure I would have a full-on beard. Lord knows I cannot grow a full-on beard if I try.
So it does. It gets rid of the peach fuzz. It does not come back. It does not come back. Thicker. That is a full on.
Yeah. And there's no pinching, there's no plucking. Have you ever plucked a nose hair? Oh my gosh, God help you if you ever did, because the thing is all of a sudden tears come out of your eyes. This, you get 2 of them. You and me. By the way, they come in there.
They do. Yes, we have the boxes. I think Michael has them off to the side, so they come in
their
individual.
own boxes. And so you can gift one, keep one. Today you get the coral or the lavender set. Lavender is more limited. A 7000640 item number. You know, if you were just looking at like these on their own, these sold so many devices just with the nose.
Absolutely.
Those are $29.99. The smoothie on its own is $34.99. Right? So one of these should be $65. You're getting two of them. I'm gonna walk up on the
Oh, yeah.
second. I'll get the box.
Yeah, so I love the boxes because they are individual. The size of the packaging correlates with the color. So when you get them home, you're getting two boxes.
Yeah.
What comes in there? You get the battery and then you also get these little brushes that you see in the front. That's what's gonna help clean the smoothie or clean the nose trimmer, and they both pop off. It's really easy. So think about gifting season, or if your kids or grandkids going off to college, they need this.
And
This
do we
is-
just put regular batteries?
Oh yeah, I'll show you. So a lot of people have asked. Actually, we're gonna be putting a video up on.
Yeah, because I don't know where it goes.
So the battery lives right in the middle. If you take that nose trimmer end and where the pop is, all you do is squeeze it in and it pops right up. The battery goes right in there. That's it. And then you push it back down and it clicks into place. So that's it. And you line up. So I also want like to show you guys this. So here's the smoothie end. And here, so it lines up with like a little circle, a pop, and then a little circle. So that's how you pop it up. Because sometimes people will say, wait a second, I'm not sure how it lines up. So circle, pop, and everything is popped. You can throw it in your bag, you can throw it in your car. Everything's protected in there.
You know, it's such an awesome device.
I know, I love
Honestly, and by the way, it's a necessary device.
It is.
And then you go, again, you go to the drugstore, you'd spend more money
Oh,
if you were
yeah.
buying these separate.
Absolutely.
$42.98. It's $21.50 each. Oh, we actually have this really cool.
Oh, I love this before and after because this is Pam's face. This is second later. In that before picture, it looks like a shadow on her face, but that is very light blonde peach fuzz. Immediately after, her skin looks lighter and it looks brighter, which is really important because then your makeup is going to sit better. Your serums and your moisturizers are going to go in more evenly. That right by the sideburn, a lot of women tend to get a lot of their fuzz right there. It stops it off in seconds.
Look at this.
That's my favorite too because look at the discoloration from the peach fuzz in that first picture, and her skin looks like she just got a facial.
You know, can you imagine putting foundation on the side with the peach fuzz, right? Like it doesn't
doesn't.
lay
No,
nice.
It does not.
And then if you put it on the side with the
Like
smooth
favorite.
skin, everything looks smooth. Oh, wait.
Right at you. You don't have anything in there.
By the way, not just for the guys.
For the guys.
I was at dinner the other night with a couple.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just want to go
Yeah.
and buy.
We should have armed you with the super
I
smoothie to do it.
really, that's all I wanted to do was go just like this.
Because I did until it takes it's like an eraser.
So you get two. It's crazy. You get two devices with two devices in each, right?
Yeah.
It's 4 devices total. At $10.75, one for you, one is a gift. They come in their own gift boxes. Coral or lavender. Courtney Morris, I love you.
Have a great night.
Thank you, you too. Hey, 700-064, go vote for your favorite brands, including Perfect Formula, the pink gel coat nail treatment, nominated for best nail brand. This duo is last call. 3 payments of $11 gets it home on Easy Pay. Today you get it home a 667-976. That's the only nail product that my mother will put on there.
That is one of the best. You know what? She's like a master.
You look so good.
I'm Barbie. Look.
All of the dolls.
Hi, guys.
Doris Dalton is here, and we're talking about flower beads. By the way, you know how you have TCE for This Covers Everything?
Yeah.
You should name this TWB. This won't budge.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have you try to develop your
Yes, this won't budge.
It's so good.
This is the brown that stays on.
It does.
And today we've got a duo for you from Doris, a $66 value that you're getting home for $31.98. It's better than half off. $10 and change on Easy Pay, and it is your brows are your thing.
Yeah, well, yeah. All right. So here, let me just back up a second. I always get excited when we see each other, and I see you. So here's the deal. I started this brand 16 years ago because I lost my brows and I went through cancer treatment. The very first product I created was this product. It was called Brow Fix. It was full of all of these amazing ingredients like argan oil, macadamia oil, laurel oil, things that went on your skin and condition your brow hair, right? Like that's what we want. But it looked natural. So here's the deal. I took this formula and for the first time in history, I get so excited and get shivers. I put it in a pencil. So it's so amazing. It's not a pencil like you think a regular pencil. It's soft. It goes on. It conditions your brows. And it looks like your real hair. It looks natural. Now here are the shades. Taupe, you can see that's a little bit warm, like a little taupe shade. That's for my blondes. Here's your brunette. You can see how that's starting to warm up. And then here's the dark brown.
but you can see how you can make beautiful little strokes. It's this soft pencil that will never epilate. I know you're just epilating your nose there, but this will not epilate your brow. I have to put it on.
And
So
it's really, really easy. It's
It
super
is.
simple. It goes on like a dream.
it does.
And when it sets,
She's there.
it stays.
Yeah, your glasses won't take
Yeah.
it off, your hand won't take it off. You can, I like to eat and drink coffee in it. But what I'm going to show you, so here's the power of the brow. And when you lose your brow, you'll understand my passion for this. So when I just tugged out Birdie, this is how you always see, I always have my brow done. Why try to get 10 years older by not doing my brow?
Yeah.
And more importantly, it's not even just doing your brow, it's doing your brow with the right product. It makes it look natural, it makes it look like you. So I've taken the fear factor out of doing brows. So watch how he has a little spoolie on the end. Watch how soft and how dreamy and creamy this is. Like, see that?
Look at this.
So
it literally looks like you're growing brow hair.
brow hair, right? So you've never seen anything like this. It like literally goes on. Yeah. See how it's just grabbing that natural. And just so you know, I just put the wrong color on. It doesn't matter.
Which
Right.
shade are you in for now?
I like put that on. I want it to be a taupe, but you can see how universal it is and how easy it is to use. But watch, and now you just brush it up.
Yeah.
And then spool it up, and it looks really natural, it looks really soft, and you can't mess it up unless you get the wrong shade. I'm a taupe. I'm a fake blonde.
So we do the 3 shades.
Yeah.
Everybody on headsets just went, wow.
Wow. Yeah, because it's so natural looking. Here's the deal. You know what? This product here launched in 2006. There was never a pomade ever before, and now for the first time ever in history, we're getting a pomade and a pencil.
Yeah.
So it's never been done before. It took years for us to do it because it's so easy.
So
It's so easy and it's so pretty. It's so soft. It's so natural. If you're scared of doing your brows, welcome back in because brows are the frame to your face. Brows is what adds shape, dimension to your face, and it's what brings focus to the eyes. So you're looking at Mary. It's not too much. It doesn't look like markers. She's in the dark brown shade. So that's the color hair that she has, right?
Yeah.
So that's the dark brown. But see how soft it is? It's not too heavy. It's not too much. It's like a Goldilocks of
And
brown.
listen, what you said is true, right? Even before, if she didn't have a chance to do her brows, you might not notice how beautiful her eyes are. You might not be able to focus right into where you want to be seen.
Yeah, and Mary actually has a big chunk out of her brow too because she's a cancer survivor as well. She had a cancerous spot removed in her brow, lost a lot of brow hair, but you can't tell when you wear this pencil. So if you're scared of doing your brow, that happens a lot because you're like, do I wear stencils? What do I do? I don't want it to look too harsh. So you do nothing. You should do something because this is power.
You know, a lot of times when I think about like brows, like when they're not done,
Yeah.
it almost seems like you're not awake.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah. You have sleepy eyes.
Exactly.
When you have your brows done, all of a sudden you seem awake, you seem attentive, you seem like you're there. Today, we're giving you both of them plus the sharpener. You sharpen it down, right? Just like a pencil. You use it just like a pencil. You sketch them on, and they look real.
Yes.
That's the reason why people love it. Now, all you have to do is choose the correct
Just choose the shade. So here's taupe. That's my blonde. But unfortunately, to put brunette on, I grabbed the wrong one on my readers. But that's brunette. And then there's the dark brown. So one thing you need to know about Gel 10 is that when I created this brand, this is clean beauty. So this is starts its life as brow conditioner first. So marula oil, argan oil, macadamia oil, vitamin B, panthenol, all of those things. It's not wax and color. This is taking care of what you have or what you have left or what you don't have. But it's natural and it's easy and it's pretty and it's
Listen, it's nominated for best.
It's not for a reason.
But
It won't but it's on, yeah.
I will also tell you, you're getting the best value right now. Go
Okay.
look for Doris.
Yeah.
This is Beauty Awards on QC.com.
Nine beauty awards for nominated.
9 nominations.
So click that 9 times. 9 times. So yeah.
We have fewer than 1,000.
Okay, that's me.
Yes.
Yes.
1,200.
Wow. Okay, you guys love it.
Brown. 400 in dark brown.
Mary's selling the dark brown now. Okay.
St. Mark Center, box office.
And those monster winter temperatures have left us for a while, Kevin has set up a very nice weekend for us.
Indeed. However, we do have some warm up coming next week. So it appears to be a strong heat wave now. So let's tell you about, first of all, the good news is going to improve as we move into the weekend. There still won't be a shower or a thunderstorm like you see trying to pop up there just above Half Dome in the background, right along the summit of the Sierra. Meanwhile, I point out this. This is the reason for our weekend cool down. It's this pretty potent disturbance for the month of August. It looks like a winter storm, certainly has cold air connected to it. That's the coldest air that's been that close to the Pacific North coastline since the end of last winter. So things are starting to shift ever so slowly, but not until we get out to this 6 to 10 day Climate Prediction Center event that we know is coming. We've been telling you about it. We're going to be well above average once we get to Thursday of next week and beyond for a spell. So today, as expected, mid and upper 90s. We don't anticipate a triple digit reading before the end of the day, but we do say that we warmed up a little bit between Madera and Modesto from around 2 to 6 degrees within 24 hours. It's 95 and it's somewhat breezy in Fresno right now, and it's dry across the valley floor. The air is typical for us. Air quality forecast for August 16th, good in the North Valley, Fresno County southward, moderate conditions. Clear skies above the lower mountain communities tomorrow, with temperatures relaxing into the mid 80s to low 90s. And then higher elevations of the mountains will be dry, with the exception of the summit of the Sierra, where there could be a stray shower or a thunderstorm perhaps. Bass Lake at 83, 68 at Huntington, 73 around Hume, and 66 tomorrow morning for Fresno Clovis area. Not into the 50s because we've got a little bit warmer today, especially up here in the North Valley. So you'll get pretty close to those upper 50s we had today, stopping at low 60s at daybreak. And then tomorrow afternoon, down a little bit to a 95 even further once we get to Sunday. And temperatures will be throughout the valley floor tomorrow low to mid 90s, but how about upper 80s to low 90s on Sunday? The thing that's going to stand out after this weekend, though, is this block. 4 AccuWeather alerts and temperatures as high as 108. Wow. We'll enjoy that weekend. Thank you, Kevin. A new small business celebrated its grand opening today. Sioux Creek Coffee and Boba is located at Copper and Maple in Northeast Fresno. A sip and celebrate event was held today, attended by Mayor Jerry Dyer. We also had a live DJ, free drinks and raffles for gift cards and mugs. The coffee shop is owned by a husband and a wife who moved here to the valley from Portland. They received help from the Fresno Area Hispanic Foundation to open their first business location. The foundation provides tools and networking to several local businesses to help them thrive.
It is very important to support small businesses for our community. We know that when we support small businesses, the rest of the community thrives. And the reason why is because that money stays here within our community. So it's very important for us to support small businesses and to keep on being there for the life of the business.
Suprini's Joy and the coffee shop seeks to provide a comfortable space for the community to gather. Aside from coffee, it also serves crepes and signature cream tops on its boba drinks. Our current economy is forcing many families to rethink their spending.
Tough times call for tough cuts. The items people are taking off their shopping list.
And why losing weight is about to get more expensive in the UK.
Coming to you straight from Nashville.
It's Stand Up to Cancer!
Join us Friday, August 15th, and let's save lives together. So stand up with all of us and tune in Friday, August 15th at 8, 7 Central.
It's summer event time, Sam. Great time to buy.
For that series.
Take your pick. Gas, all electric, hybrid, and diesel.
Get 0% APR for 48 months plus 0 customer down payment and no payments for 90 days on Ford F-150.
I'm a mystery. Jesse loves playing detective.
But the real mystery is what irritates skin. So we switched to Tide Green Gentle. It cleans better and doesn't leave behind irritating residues.
And it's gentle on her skin.
Tide Green Gentle Liquid is EPA Safer Choice certified. It's got to be Tide.
It's the summer event. Great time to buy one of these tech-savvy Ford SUVs, like the all-new 2025 Expedition. So tech.
Get 0% APR for 48 months plus zero customer down payment and no payments for 90 days on Ford Explorer and Escape.
It's your chance to win at home.
It's Wheels Summer Win. Chance to win amazing prizes, 10 Fridays, Mr. 10K vacations, cash, and so much Wheels. Tonight at 7:30 on ABC 30.
All across America.
Good morning.
Wherever we are, it feels like home. As every home. It's an invitation to come together and brighten your morning.
See Action News for free 24/7 right now on YouTube.
In Consumer Watch, Eli Lilly will significantly increase the price of its weight loss drug in the UK in an attempt to bring down prices in the US. A month supply of Mounjaro will rise from $165 to $447 across Europe. That's an increase of 170%. Comes following weeks of pressure from the Trump administration to lower the price of prescription drugs. President Trump signed an executive order in May that aimed to force U.S. pharmaceutical companies to bring European and U.S. drug prices into harmony.
Well, Costco has announced it will not seek FDA certification to sell abortion pills at its pharmacies. The wholesale retailer said that it made the decision based on low demand from members and other patients. Recently, conservative groups and company investors pushed to limit access to mifepristone. That is the drug used as the first step for medication abortion. It is the option most frequently used by American women who choose to end pregnancies. The FDA approved the drug in 2000. Well, the ups and downs of the economy can be a scary ride for families. As kids go back to school, budgets are getting squeezed along with other spending. And today's Positive Parenting, Action News anchor Margot Kim shows us the money-saving options in your own community.
The best case scenario is a mild recession.
We still could have a recession.
Tough times call for tough cuts. Many Gen Zers are leading the way with no-buy lists, cutting out non-essentials such as clothing, houseware, makeup, bags, drinks out, and even restaurant meals. This generation is also embracing thrifting to save money and have fun on the bargain hunt.
There's always going to be something that you wouldn't think is in a thrift store.
To get the most out of your thrifting dollars, know that discount days, senior days, student discounts, or military deals. Time your shopping. Hit the racks early in the week or right after major donation drives, such as a spring cleaning season or back to school time. Also, bundle for a bargain. If you're buying multiple items, don't be afraid to ask for a bulk discount. And be sure to follow your favorite stores on social media. Some thrift stores post their best finds, flash sales, or upcoming restocks on social media.
And everything you're going to buy here is a fraction of what you would find in a big box retail store.
You can even find merch from theme parks, printers, dishware sets, toys, and original artwork.
You never know what you're going to find.
Some organize items by condition, like new, gently used, or vintage, while others offer discounts based on tag color. Your shopping can also give back, as many thrift stores support good causes. With some positive parenting, Margot Kim, ABC 30 Action News.
But you can also sell your items that you no longer need. Online marketplaces like Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, or Poshmark can turn your clutter into cash. For more on this story, download our mobile app or head to abc30.com.
A unique training program in the North Valley as students focused on the field.
Tackling the turf. In this week's Good Sports, hear about the learning experience that can grow into a career.
Good Sports on Action News is sponsored by Fresno City College.
It's all about the marriage of the spice and the wood and the smoke and the meat. It just takes a lot of luck to get the fire the way you want it, but it's such a better product. You can do baby back ribs, tri-tip, St. Louis ribs, burnt ends, and you gotta have the fried chicken with the honey cube sauce. Every single time I step up to the plate with a meal, I try to hit it out of the park.
truck came in. There was nothing I could do. The driver here was clearly at fault, but the insurance company kept saying, we're not going to pay. We tracked down surveillance footage proving the driver was on his phone when he crashed. But even then, they kept saying, they're not going to pay. They're not going to pay. They're not going to pay. But the Rowe brothers, and at the end, they paid.
We're getting married this year. Time to save wherever we can. So we tried a different detergent. Seemed like a good deal.
The detergent was so watered down and left our clothes with stains and dips.
My favorite shirt became my PJs.
And I'm not risking mine.
We're back with time.
Sounds the real deal. Stop paying for watered down detergent. It's got to be time.
Every single person we serve was made for so much more. And we were made to inspire health, wholeness, and hope. To help everyone across the Central Valley achieve all that they were made for. Adventist Health made her more.
So the reason why I wanted to go to Cleveland was because one, it has residence halls, and two, it was close to home. I have a learning disability, I have ADHD, and it was very difficult. I went into the DSPS program trying to figure out what I can do, and they were there to make sure that if I was falling behind, they would reach out, and this community basically allowed me to leave with a better mindset that I can do it, I can be what I want to be, I can go into a career I want to focus on, there's nothing that's going to stop me.
A unique program has taken root in the North Valley. In this week's Good Sports, Sports Director Stephen Hicks shows us how some top turf students will learn hands-on from the Trojans.
Golden Valley seniors Grayson Dockstader and Corey Peterson aren't just cutting grass. People are looking for grounds crew members. They could be cutting the wait time for a future career.
I always wanted to be part of a grounds crew, and I watch baseball, football games.
Yeah,
it makes me feel really, important, especially.
Atwater and Golden Valley High School are something of pioneers on the West Coast for a class called Turf and Sports Field Management.
A little bit of a dam or a lift built up.
It's something we first introduced to you last fall.
We've got a lot of athletes that didn't think ag was of interest to them, but they've gone into the program and really excelled and realized, boy, there's a lot of opportunities in here.
This year, both schools invited by USC to send students to get the football field ready for the Trojan season opener on August 30th.
You can learn stuff in a classroom only so much, but to be able to go to actual fields and learn from experienced professionals, it's a different perspective.
Grayson and Cody are two of the 4 local students who will be heading to the Coliseum.
We're on an immaculate field. Our kids get to be like, hey, we did that. That field that's on TV, we got to set that up.
An opportunity that could pave the way for a career for these Valley students.
Are the ones that excelled in terms of work ethic, effort, time, and many of them have demonstrated that they have a sincere interest in pursuing the career at the professional level.
The students will get the chance to learn hands-on from the Trojan staff and crew.
We're hoping to bring more of that knowledge to the program. We're going to mowing patterns, how to stripe.
The Turf and Field program has already been invited to Pebble Beach, Oracle Park, and several spring training sites.
These are big-time professional organizations. I remember going to a conference and saying, hey, I'm just a pollywog amongst all you big fish. I'm a high school teacher. We've got kids. This is something we want to expose them to. And they immediately, it's like parting the seas, walked up to me and they said, you let us know what we can do to help.
After helping the Trojans get ready, the 4 students will be invited to watch USC's season opener.
It gets us giddy that we get to go to help get a field ready that we watch on ESPN.
A hands-on lesson that puts these students on the field.
The classroom can kind of make it sometimes seem like it's a perfect job and nothing can go wrong. So this is really what I want to do with my life. I want to pursue the turf grass industry and make it my career someday.
For Good Sports, Stephen Hicks, ABC 30, Action News.
Now on Action News Live at 5, countdown to election. Fresno County officials are already preparing for a possible ballot battle in November on shifting the state's congressional districts. Tonight, we have a first look at that proposed map.
Also, Central PAC's salary, the new tax documents highlighting the hefty compensation for the man in charge of Valley Children's Hospital. The change in his pay.
Milder sunshine for the weekend, but we're in for a heat wave next week.
That West Side work, a major highway is closed for construction in Mendota, a big intersection that drivers should avoid.
Central California's #1 news. This is ABC 30 Action News. 5 to 5.
Redistricting the valley. Democrats and Republicans across Central California are now getting a first glimpse at how proposed maps could change local congressional districts and potentially change the balance of power in Washington. And thanks for joining us tonight for Action News Live at 5. I'm Juan Armstrong.
And I'm Graciela Moreno. We're live on ABC 30 Hulu Live and wherever you stream. State Democrats have been working on a plan that would change the makeup of some congressional seats throughout California as President Trump looks to expand his party's lead in Texas.
After days of a back and forth between Governor Newsom and the president, Action News reporter Gabe Ferris now has the first look at the potential impacts on the ballot. Gabe?
Morning, Graciela. Within the last hour, sources shared the draft of California's proposed changes to its congressional maps with our sister station in San Francisco. Now, keep in mind, none of this is final. The biggest potential change there for the Valley is the 22nd congressional seat, which would expand into the west side of Fresno County and even parts of the city to take in more traditional Democratic strongholds. Currently held by Republican David Valadao, the draft map you see there behind me could boost Democrats' chances in the district. Now, state lawmakers are just days away from reviewing it. Tonight, local preparations are now underway with just 81 days until a potential special election on congressional redistricting.
This will be a challenge, but a very doable challenge.
Fresno County Clerk and Registrar of Voters James Coos confirms his office has already begun basic work, even ordering some materials.
Reserve space for vote centers without doing the contracts to kind of lock it in. Envelopes for this election, we ordered those already.
Coos is expecting the official call for a special election to come next Friday, deadline set by the Secretary of State's office. But the timing is tight. State lawmakers are returning to Sacramento from their summer recess on Monday, have just 5 days to finalize the proposed maps.
Only if the legislature approves those bills do we have the election. Only if the proposition is approved during the election would the redistricting actually go into effect.
Changes to the districts could have major impacts on the Valley, which is home to 3 of the state's 9 Republicans. John McClintock, who sees stretches from parts of Fresno through the North Valley, David Valadao in Hanford, and Vince Vaughn in Bakersfield.
That could all change. We could now be sharing congressional districts with the Bay Area or going down towards the south, towards LA, rather than having ones that are very Central Valley focused.
The rare mid-decade redistricting effort comes as President Donald Trump wants Texas to redraw its districts, asking the state to add 5 seats to the GOP's slim majority in Congress. Governor Newsom wants to counter it.
Donald Trump, you have poked the bear, and we will press back. We've got to meet fire with fire.
Assembly Republicans believe redistricting should be left to the independent commission approved by voters in 2010. They say the governor's plan could cost more than $235 million. And tonight, the California State Association of Counties is calling on the state to fund the election in full in advance, writing anything less will force counties to cut core services such as public safety and the social safety net.
The time frame is so compact that we don't believe we'll be able to see any savings, and we do estimate the cost will be about $4 million for this election.
And with the proposed changes to Congressman David Valadao's seat, I reached out to his office earlier this afternoon. I have not yet heard back. And you can see the full set of draft maps on our website, abc30.com. Warren, Graciela.
Thank you, Gabe. A funeral was held today for a well-known local realtor who was found murdered last month. Family, friends, and colleagues gathered to remember Robert Bob Boyajian. Today's service was held at the Holy Trinity Armenian Apostolic Church in Fresno. Investigators have accused 21-year-old Andre Benevosian of killing the businessman last month while he was at his Bass Lake home and then burying the 75-year-old's body in a cave in the Mojave Desert. Boyajian was found wrapped in bedding and sealed in a body bag. As for the suspect, Benevosian is due back in a Madera County court for his next hearing on August 28th.
Well, now at 5 today, Valley Children's Hospital released its tax documents for the period between October 2023 and September 2024. The 107-page filing shows the company's CEO was paid more than $3.2 million during that time. Last year, CEO Todd Centropac received criticism over his compensation after tax documents revealed his pay doubled to $5.5 million in 2020. Now, when I sat down with him for an interview to address the criticism, Centropac said that the hospital's board determines the compensation and explained that some was a forgivable loan. Hospital officials said that they released these documents today as a transparent view of Valley Children's financial and nonprofit operations.
Turning now to weather, we have a warm weekend ahead with pleasant summer temperatures.
Chief Meteorologist Kevin Musso has a first look at your AccuWeather forecast.
Nice to not be advertising triple-digit heat for your
heat wave we'll be dealing with. Today, we managed to get a little bit hotter in the north end of the valley compared to 24 hours ago. We're in the mid and upper 90s. It looks like at AS Lemoore may be the road temperature today that gets up to 100 before the end of the day. We still got about 30 minutes of heat to build. But you notice this nice cold air mass here and a pretty potent storm moving to our north. That will actually continue northward. But as it does, it's going to cool us to 95 tomorrow and then upper 80s to low 90s on Sunday. So you'll notice it much cooler Sunday morning over the weekend. More on that heat wave that starts Thursday coming up.
Thank you, Kevin. A man was hit and killed on a Southern California highway after officials say he went running away from an immigration operation. Today, the community gathered for a vigil to honor him. Now, yesterday, the man ran onto the 210 freeway in Monrovia as ICE agents made arrests near a Home Depot. That is when he was hit by a car and rushed to a hospital where he died. Today, immigrant rights groups expressed their anger over the death, denouncing what happened yesterday and demanding once again that there be a stop to the raids.
We are going to hold Donald Trump, his administration, the Department of Homeland Security, and Home Depot responsible for the death of this man, because we know that the Home Depot is complicit in the raids that are happening on their properties all over Southern California.
In a statement today from the Department of Homeland Security, they claim the man was not being pursued by an agent from the Department of Homeland Security. It went on to say that the agency was not aware of this incident or notified by California Highway Patrol until hours after their operations in the area had concluded.
Many people are still waiting for answers after the deadly fireworks explosion in Yolo County that killed 7 workers on July 1st. Residents near the explosion site in Esparto say they had no idea the fireworks were being stored near their neighborhoods. Many still have questions about the fireworks and what led up to the explosion that rocked the county.
Why were they there? And why didn't the public know anything about this?
Despite requests from Yolo County officials for involvement, the California Attorney General's office has stated it will not participate in the investigation at this time, leaving CAL FIRE to continue to lead the probe. The state fire marshal says they're making good progress, but it's too soon to know when they will have a final report.
We have a traffic alert for drivers in Mendota. A section of Highway 33 is closed for a construction phase change for the roundabout project. Currently, the highway is shut down at Maple Street and McCabe Avenue. The road work will continue through October. Drivers are advised to follow the detour signs. Semi-truck drivers should use the truck detour in place at Penoche Road.
A difficult time of life is being made a little easier thanks to a group of people and their animals.
Hospice Health First, the Valley volunteers bringing smiles and comfort to those who are ending their journey.
Also, Stand Up to Cancer, the big night of entertainment, fundraising, and education on fighting that deadly disease, live from Nashville and only on ABC 30.
Action News brought you live coverage of one of the year's biggest events.
People were very restless.
From concerns directly from the community.
Unfortunately,
energy change and people began to be energized by her performance.
And captured everything live.
The concert is finalized at this time. I will remember that I questioned it.
ABC 30 Action News. It's summer event time, Sam. Great time to buy. Get your family gas, all electric, hybrid, and diesel. Get 0% APR for 48 months plus 0 customer down payment and no payments for 90 days on Ford F-150. Every day, over 1,000 accidents happen in California. Lives get turned upside down in an instant. The aftermath of an accident can be overwhelming. Medical bills, lost wages, and emotional trauma. At Jacoby Myers, we control the chaos, providing legal and emotional support so you can focus on healing. With over 50 years of experience and $2 billion recovered for our clients, we fight for the justice you deserve. Call Jacoby Myers at 1-800-5-million today because you deserve justice. It's the 50th sale of the year, and this Labor Day, more furniture is pulling out all the stops. Every bedroom, every living room, every dining room, all in stock, all on sale. Unbeatable prices and free 1-month delivery of your entire purchase. You've worked hard all year. Now it's your turn to relax in style. Labor Day savings like never before, only at More Furniture.
It's the summer event. One great time to buy one of these tech-savvy Ford like the all-new 2025 Expedition Snow.
Get 0% APR for 48 months plus zero customer down payment and no payments for 90 days on Ford Explorer and Escape.
Emma and Bruce Willis in Unexpected Journey, Tuesday night, August 26th on ABC.
Action News 5 at 5 with Graciela Moreno, Warren Armstrong, and Chief Meteorologist Kevin Russo taking action together. This is 1830 Action News.
Loneliness and social isolation impacts millions of Americans in every age group, but it can be extremely hard for those who are placed in hospice care.
That's why ABC News and ABC 30 are committed to finding solutions. We're calling it mental state, the loneliness epidemic.
Our Virginia reporter Anna Torea shows us how pet volunteers are helping to ease the feeling, especially for those.
Stand Up to Cancer's 2025 fundraising telecast is taking place tonight from Nashville. It's the first time this special is airing from Music City. Sheryl Crow will be the show's host. She'll also perform along with the Jonas Brothers, Dan Shay, Jelly Rolls, Noah Cyrus, and many more.
I just think, yeah, it'll be an incredible night of entertainment and edutainment. So you'll hear about early detection, you'll hear the importance of it, you'll hear these inspiring stories of patients, and you'll be entertained. So hopefully you'll leave the night really feeling hopeful. We're in a critical time in cancer research, so now is the time to give and to really save lives.
Stand Up for Cancer airs tonight at 8 o'clock right here on ABC 30. We hope you tune in.
Another summer weekend in the Valley is here, and the weather should be nice.
Let's take a live look now from our IQ Selma Skycam overlooking Highway 99. Kevin is up next with the sizzling heat creeping back into the AccuWeather forecast.
David Muir, the most watched newscast in America. And now, ABC's World News Tonight has won the Emmy for Best Live News Program for the third year in a row.
Got eyelids itching, crusty, and swelling that won't go away?
say will not settle into fine lines and wrinkles. It's clean beauty. I will tell you, this is limited distribution. It's like Beauty Boutique brand that we have here on Easy Pipe. So Michelle Gal is here with us. Come on out. Yay, Michelle. You're coming to Michelle, you were a longtime beauty executive, and you kind of went on this journey to bring people a more simplified routine and real self-care, like self-care that actually matters for the health of your skin.
Yes, yes. This is a one-and-done makeup, skincare, SPF, all-in-one easy step. And this is about taking care of yourself. Clean beauty, juicy, hydrating. It gives you a second skin finish. Yeah. It doesn't look like makeup. And here's the issue. I worked in beauty for 20 years. And after 20 years, I couldn't find any makeup that worked for my skin when I got into my 50s because I was older, drier, and everything was cakey and cruddy. Oh, right now you're reaching for the fire. Yeah.
Throughout the year, and it's new today. And people are coming up and it's a little bit yes as well. Okay, Scott Grimes is here. I understand that he's one of my favorites. He is a true overseas that I mean, obviously, how could we not love? Thank you. I should have let's get out here. This is not that kind of show. Okay, you know. Did you just say I will play you?
I'm getting old there. We know this. We got
Yes, we know. I went some. Thank you. One of my favorite kilograms, hands down, no competition. The best of the best, the quality, the style, all of the above. Let's get to it because you are gonna serve this show. Let's go.
So it's my 1 year anniversary.
Yeah.
What I wanted to do with this brand Christian James a few years ago, named after my son, was bring the 20 years of experience that I have in high design jewelry. And from everything you have shared with me, I wanted to give you what you love, but at the same time, I wanted to share what was important to you. So I brought my 4 pillars. Your choice is going to be your hope, your love, your faith. Less is sold out. And the reason why I wanted to bring that because each of those, while this would be a word that's written across, they are actually mantras in little moments throughout life that can be anchors every time you see them. So I'm sorry.
I'm just trying to update Mayor that I have to let everyone know. 18 interviews have already been ordered. We have 500 to go around. Snap is the thought. Oh, Snap is the thought. If you want this, please don't wait. You can see right there. There's your.
I didn't hear it. I apologize, John. So you're going to order to the size. So I've got extra small, through extra large. So we're doing 6 1/4 to 8 1/4. Everyone gets a solid facial bond like this. You can see it's thick. I cut out a heart because I'm a true believer. Everything you do, lead with an open heart. What's unique about this and makes this a global exclusive is this chain here. You'll recognize the rounded box chain, a quintessential heritage piece, but this is called the Luciano. The only place in the world you can get it is here in Rhode Island, and it's exclusively made for myself at Christian James. And then down to the closure. I love your closures are oversized. Easy, breezy. It's part of the jewelry, and then you got your heart insignia for the closure. Okay, so I say that, my friend, it's everything you love luxury designer jewelry. Now it's just about how do we connect with it. So it's it's a partnership. It's meaningful and it's connection. So I wrote a couple of words down. Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
So my friend, so this was just me because I had 2 weeks leading up to this, the year anniversary. When I think of love, and I wrote, love is the language the heart speaks without words. It doesn't fade with time. It deepens and always grows. Love is the reason, love is the fuel, and love is the reward. As I tell my kids, whenever tears flow because you're missing someone, that's just unexpressed love. So love is what keeps us all together. So if that is an anchor that you want as your reminder throughout the day, because 24 hours can be a really long day, and lots of things can happen throughout that day. So just a little bit of love can get you through.
And you're wearing it under this. So whereas the necklace, I can forget what necklace I even have on. So I look at the necklace, I'm like, what do I have on?
That your ears?
Right. This is what. This is all these things. So when you're driving or you're using your hands for anything, it's your little reminder. Okay, so that's love. And then I have on faith.
Okay, so faith. Faith, I know you all know that this is just for me. Faith anchors us.
Yes.
Faith keeps us steady when everything feels uncertain. It's trusting there is a purpose, even if we can't see.
Yes.
Again, these are so simple, my friends. Just a meaningful, but they are the anchors that, and that's what I love about designer jewelry. Give the quality, give something exclusive. The box, because it's a beauty on a box chain, it's one of the strongest things that I've ever experienced. You're going to shower, you're going to work, you're going to play, but it's just going to be that the message that is always there as that reminder.
You know, you need to think this, but maybe this is something you get for yourself. Like maybe you're going through something difficult. It could be.
You always start with yourself.
It could be, maybe you're looking for a new career. It could be maybe you have a loved one deployed, whatever it is. You wear faith right here as a little reminder to yourself to hold strong, right? I should mention, I never mentioned the sizes: extra small, small, average, large, and extra large. And I can go through the measurements, but you have more you want to talk about. We hope.
Now, hope is, so as I said, 4 pillars. It's me, it's what the brand is, hope.
It whispers, don't give up. Your story isn't over. And this is my favorite. This is humanity. Hope is for the dreamers. Hope is for the fighters. And hope is for the believers in better days.
Oh, so hope is not lost for this. Yeah. Hope will be the now. Now we'll still have a little love, maybe let's say. But if you want to wear hope on your wrist or give it to someone who you think needs some hope, please don't wait. This is our big deal. It's been so popular. I do want to just go over the measurements for everyone who's curious. The extra small is a 6.5-inch fit. Average is a 7. Large is a 7.5. And extra large, large is average is a 7.5. Large is an 8.25. And then extra large is an 8.5. So this is a lot of beautiful sterling silver, anywhere from 9 grams to almost 11 grams of sterling silver. But it's the way that sterling silver is.
And it's storytelling. So when you think of an artist, think of from my point of designer, I work with sterling silver. So being able to work with master artisans, being able to team up with a third generation cane manufacturer here in Rhode Island and bring this exclusive, what we all know, people think people don't have.
That's right. So thank you.
The idea, the fact that this Luciana, that 3 millimeter will stand apart oxidation under every single thing. You have your 7 of the small round chain and then the elongated one. No one in the world has it except for Christian Gates. So you have a unique collectible piece. Then you get to tell your story. Is your story that love? Is it that language that speaks without words, that gets warm, that is always there for you, that is always growing, it always is.
When I do a testimonial call,
Yes.
okay, I am a honest, I am a Christian James fanatic, and I do have many, many pieces. And I'm going to be honest, I am not gentle with them. I'm not gentle. I throw them, I pick them up, I get home for over 15 minutes, I'm exhausted, I drop it. It's so sturdy, so shiny all the time. I can tell you, I don't have to shine them. Right? I just put everything back on. Literally the best made jewelry I own, hands down, no competition. Well, and beautiful. Designed by our dear friend. That's right. Designed specifically for you. Made in Rhode Island. The integrity. When you said you were going to do a Billy Graham, you said.
You guys are both supplied by the two
I am very proud. We were very proud. But I remember whispering in the hallway up the street you had, and you said if you were going to do it, you were going to do it right. And I thought right might be 4 pages. I didn't know, but I was excited to see what you came up with. The fact that we're getting this home for $5, you paying for $28 is a testament. Well, and to give you pricing, oh, I'm going to like Lord, right? Your walk. The zipper pocket is on the front pocket and on the back, and just about that. The bottom is a little wider, which allows you to have that bigger item that really falls to the bottom. Now this is a great small crossbody that's got some really style to it. You know, it's just not like I call it like a dum dum bag. Right? This is really looks like an expensive bag. Again, look at that detail of the hardware, that mag snap with the Floret logo on it. So it's really finished off really beautiful. You know, and some people like clean and classic. Some people just want, just give me the classic. I'm not those hamburger details. Patricia's hardware is exceptional. Like, I know that you spend the money on the good hardware for us. You could tell. And when you get it home, you're going to marvel at this bag. It's not a stitch out of place. There's not any place that says, you missed a little color here, huh? Like, it's just incredible. The aqua is the most popular along with that spruce color, but please remember we also have it in that rich British tan, and then we also have it available for you in that black, and then here is that midnight, so we're calling that moonlight, sorry. 8.8 inches in length, about 3.25 is the width, so quite spacious for a little bag. And then we also have it at close to 6 inches in the height. The strap goes 22 inches, 22.5 to 25.5, because you can adjust that as well. I love it. You do that for us. And so this is not, this is a strap that you do not take off. I just want everybody to know, yeah, stay on to the right. But even on the outside, you got that quick pocket. So whatever is most important to you, from the key to the hotel room key, to, you know, the lipstick, the rings, it all goes in that little back pocket, and you still have so much space inside. Yeah, I have collected a lot of your smaller bags throughout the years, and I have two that I use to go out specifically when I'm going out, and then I have that one that I travel with all the time, and this is like that bag. You have it all the time. You're going out with friends, you gotta throw this over your, you know, top body. Yeah. You're going out for drinks, you're running for errands, this is that classic bag. Greatest price ever too, by the way. At $116.99, $39 at home is 908-615. That's the Mala. Okay. And then I did, oh, no one has time for this, but is this a matching wallet? Oh, yeah. So the matching wallet is our today's special. If you haven't seen our today's special, it's our biggest, best value of the day. And we did have matching wallets. We're not showing them because they're practically all gone. Yeah. They are. I think the Bronco ones might be gone. So we have the final three to recap, the black Copa, and there it is. That fall floral that Patricia made exclusively for HSN. That you will find that print on any bag out there because it was made for us. So if you want it, $20 to get it home. It has RFID protection. It has tons of space for credit cards. You can even put a checkbook in there. People make fun of me. I still use checks. I am using tons of time. You're right. Rarely, but I still use them. Everybody does. But I'm just saying. All right, so this one is the Lelia, and this is the one that was on our model. That is a price you will never see again. So we took it from $229. I'm going to say that again. It was $229.95. We're at $139.99. It is a larger global style bag. It rolls to the body. It's got a lot more space in it. You know who you are. If you need extra space, if you're a person that's like me, you're taking care of 5 people every day, you usually go for a bigger bag. This is the one. So great price, free shipping and handling. Customer pick 4.7 stars. I love that. Right? Yeah. Sometimes you see markdowns like that and you're like, it's not a good bet. It's a customer pick 4.7 stars. So we've got it available for you in the black. Very popular. Here's your cognac. By the way, all hand graded on that strap. Oh, cognac is on? Wow, so the cognac is on. You do get that crossbody strap as well. So we'll take the cognac out of there, pop this guy in. So this one here is the beautiful Aegean blue. Look at that. And then, take a look. If I'm not but I
I have memories of her being with you. She's well present. Cautionary tale about Sonic. That's actually quite fun. Leo Rose falls quickly, thusly in love with Ivy.
Personally, I'm in America next week, Nick Free is on set.
Maybe I should join.
You haven't even had sex yet.
That's minutes later.
Very true. Maybe that's the beginning of it. And it's crap, the two of you being stretched in.
There is an upset. Everything's going quite well for a bit until we have a disaster with the building collapses from the CEO.
I think it might. They pop up the industrial. Ivy ends up taking over the break them. And she stops them. That's it. How would you do this?
The thing is, still tracking the wrong music on this together, my that's very quickly.
More champagne for me, please.
The love language that works so well to begin with has to become thorny, to use a Rose's metaphor.
I think it's trouble. I don't think you have the capacity to fix your problems.
You actually allowed to say that? I read the script and I was like, this is fantastic.
Tony McNamara who wrote this script was trying to reimagine a emotional film, The War of the Roses.
No, I thought I did. I turned that on.
This is the even this, not even the thing. It's like a little too quick. It's grounded and it's satirical at the same time. It's that beautiful, dry British wit that only Olivia Colman and some French could pull off.
Everybody seems to think we hate each other. That's something that do make you. You're right. Big truth.
Olivia and Benji, and such a connection and chemistry and the rhythm and all of that felt incredible.
Oh, I hate everyone but me.
Well, we had enough now, here comes. Should I tell you something awful?
Oh my god, it's terrible.
There's a common national treasure. Put that aside. She's just a lot of fun to work with.
Hello. And it really does so much. He always does everything better though. He always says everything better.
We've known each other for quite a while and have been promising to work together, and I was so instantly in love with their mutual relationships. I can't even tell.
Sometimes you put it close to me, I can't even tell.
The banter was a whole other level, and the dream for it that every single one of them flows apart in such a great way.
Really, and it was such a treat to sit back and just watch them do their best. It's like, I'm so cute.
Like a sucker, kiss me.
Yeah, rushing with it. Everyone's like that. Everything happens, and I having a hard time at this too. Sorry.
Jay Roach, of course, is a legend. You know, he's just had some of the best problems ever made.
He's a big hearted man, Jay.
He's the perfect man to hold the balance of tone and see where the film needs to go and some of the expectations. We are done.
I think we're done.
There's a crap of it.
It's called Page.
Some people side with Mordai and some people actually side with Theo, and they decide to change during the course of the film, and then all you can do is just wait for them to figure it out.
Given no pressure, I decided to increase each food by half. That was the budget. The major surgery is the thing.
Sir,
No way. You mentioned insurance. Yeah. You're waiting for them. This is even constructed. You come out here and see me. How many did you? Christ Master, mercy to know about the state. You know, so when you know 100% question, okay, I'll go off with whatever needs to be done. The bullet that killed your business partner came from your rifle. You can't be a rubbish. I had the rifle with me all the time. Because the Stephen Jackson skills, the ballistics aren't wrong, the rifle was used. An hour prior to suicide. To be frank, the woman is a fantasy. I only mission the rifle in the back sight. No fingerprints. Someone setting me up the evidence isn't wrong. So what was it about? Money? You rather work 7 days a week in a higher wage. This is setting on your friends. I know, very important crime. I'm not saying there really, but all the time there's this life insurance policy. So what was the plan? To create a campaign of discrimination and blame it all on that? The website, is that you? The fire? No. None of this. Look, I've no family, I've never been married. Alistair, the closest thing I ever had to a friend. I didn't kill him. That's right, he's his friend. Okay. This interview is terminated. Custody nurse, please.
Erica, Erica, I just wanted to say how sorry I am. Excuse me.
We're taking back to the chat. What's your plan? You see what he's doing? That is defense. You can't be more afraid.
No, you're right. You've got your man, your job now to make sure it stands up and falls.
Go home. You in the morning. What? Not a stupid man. If you killed for the insurance, surely you could use his own life. Oh man. Not him. Hospital CCTV picked him up stealing that 3 hours ago and told us to do it. They didn't need to prove it, I wasn't there. The shooting wasn't safe on that. And we should get the first in that nice cottage. No, it's just precaution because all he's got is that way. Promise the law of this John's name.
Yes.
Right.
I've left him off as a second class just in case he goes back.
Yeah, but the fact to be out there when he has the advantage. Formulated that he knows it was
Yes, yes, necessary for your own protection. My own bloody guns back and I protect myself.
you know the land, you know, deal and it might be fine.
The what? Right?
Yeah, but anyway, specific, I don't know. Animal shelters or police, nothing else.
Safe house.
Right. Change of plan. Stay here, please. Those big comments on the street with some sort of dragon family. Right. Okay, we've got drag marks here. Can you clear the area, please? Not straight through, and then you dislodge when you drag. I get that onto the last thing straight away.
So, please come back with a match round. I don't understand it.
Oh, it's alright.
They reckon someone did the same.
Why? Well, ballistic is saying the to match the one that shot Alex Today, the one that shot Tom Martin fired with the same rifle. Tom's rifle. The rifle we've had in safe custody for the last 48 hours.
Exactly the Sunday we planned. Oh, I don't know. If we then hole in the ground, what we do for April.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you.
The little darling dog. Jessie bought you a birthday card. It's a beautiful birthday card. Oh, that's really good.
Start from a recent cardiac procedure. I can't get it possible because it's got scraping and contusion along the back. Where it's back.
On the time. Got a shot here before the door. We're going down there. Why are the clothes pulled up? You're dragging someone next to us. Surely they will stay down.
Yes, we're going to check. In the third or something. Come on, go to it. The bullet components together, both bullets are definitely matched with Penn's rifle.
Oh, that can't be right. Where is this one?
In the evidence room at the police station. I followed the same train. No, seriously, I did. I got the outability on Friday, I got the back in the yesterday.
I'm not doubting you.
It comes. It must be. The media since the crack of dawn must be through.
Is that right? Did Tom Martin? You're here earlier this morning.
I know who's been on the land.
Just send it mine, my son. I just say about half one.
I was hungry.
Are you not going to first what's going on then?
Then I have a vague idea myself.
What is it?
Oh, a listing screwed up another. I go for that.
I'll get to the light.
No, you said it. James might want to read this. Sworn into an answer all day. And I only you see that in the step house you don't. That means find out my view of that. So it's what the impression that I like.
What's going on?
Was repeated the entire process, the results are the same. Not questioning their expertise. Anybody who says they're not questioning my expertise is doing precisely that. The barrel of every rifle leaves a set of unique marks and bullets it fires like a finisher. So this is the bullet from your canteen this morning, and I just fired the bullet on that rifle to see what the rifling marks look like. Firing it